What's up, yo guys? So, today is currently November 2, 2019 and it's 2:46 p.m. By the way, we would like to apologize if we both look sleepy. We just literally woke up.
I slept in their house.
Yeah. She slept on the sofa while I slept on the floor.
Yeah. I crashed in.
So, Ali, would you mind to share to our viewers what would our vlog for today will be?
Yeah, so for today's vlog, we're gonna be talking about budget tips.
Yep. As students, you guys know how important it is to be able to properly allocate your allowance, especially because, you know guys, there's so many temptations everywhere. There are computer
Yes.
games, clothes,
Food,
and
especially.
Food is life.
Yeah.
Yes. So, in here we made a list of some tips that we could give you. By the way, guys, we're no professionals here. We're just giving you these tips out of our own
Yeah.
experience.
This is just our own opinion.
Uh-huh.
So, disclaimer, don't bash us. We love you. Sarangeo.
So, first, of course, as students, it is really common for us to seek a mode of transportation or use a mode of transportation whenever we are going to school. So, in here, seek or choose a mode of transportation that can bring you to your destination for a cheaper price. You know guys, here in Philippines, there's so many modes of transportation, but the most common ones are bus, jeepneys, and tricycles. As for me, I usually ride a tricycle on my way to school. How about you, Ali?
Me, I ride bus or jeep to school because I will be coming. I ride jeep, yes.
I think it would be really expensive if you're going to ride a tricycle from your house to school.
It would be really expensive because I live in Bataan.
Yeah. And she's living too far.
Yeah.
You know, guys. So, we highly suggest that you students should look for this certain mode of transportation wherein you can ride for a cheaper price. For me, I must admit that it would actually be better if I'm going to ride the jeepney. However, tricycles are much more near. Next.
Okay, next.
Since both of our homes are actually quite far from the school itself, every lunch, we eat our lunch at school. Every lunchtime.
Yes.
So, in order to save a little more, most of the time we pack our own lunch.
Yes.
And other than that, we also suggest or highly recommend bringing your own water bottle, because right now most institutions or schools already have a water fountain wherein students can refill their bottle unlimited. Yeah, the water's there unlimited, and then they're all free. So next is, this is very applicable for many students. Do avoid eating on fast food chains every time. Guys, there are other more options. There are a variety of options actually. There are the presence of carinderias and other more. The next tip that we're going to give you is something that actually helped me a lot, especially during our prior days in college. Create a budget plan or track your daily expenditures. This will help you a lot in finding out which or what part of your expenditures takes most of your allowance. So,
By doing so, you will be able to know what are the things that you should
avoid or minimize on spending
minimize.
on.
Yes.
Okay, next.
So next, we have here avoid impulsive purchases. This is very accurate to me because especially when it comes to food,
Food is a temptation.
Yes, I pack my lunch and yet I still buy food.
Every lunch,
You know that. She knows that.
after eating, Ali usually invites me to go down in order to buy her favorite food.
Yeah,
Chicken skin.
there's always room for desserts in
Yeah.
woman's tummy. So yeah.
Is chicken skin a dessert?
Yeah, I think so.
A
A little bit. This cut out vices. So
As we know, even in college, there are still so many students who loves computer games and other stuff. We highly recommend to learn to control expenditures relating to such activities. We're not telling you to avoid doing entirely stop with this and leisure activities that you enjoy doing, but the only thing that we're telling you is learn to control it, because guys, too much is bad.
yes, and you should know your limitations.
Right. Rather than spending too much on this certain, for example, playing computer activities, it would be better to download apps that can be played on your phone, so that, or maybe somehow look for alternative activities that you will also enjoy, such as playing sports like basketball, volleyball, and other more.
Yes, and in addition to the computer shops thing that she is saying, for sure by now, today in today's generation, many houses have internet access
Yeah,
in their houses.
because it is a must to have internet at your
Yes,
home.
especially if you're a college student or a senior high school student. So those internet access can help you guys to minimize going to computer shops and spending too much time there. Yeah.
As college students, books are actually really, really crucial, especially for major subjects. Unfortunately, most books that are considered mandatory at school are all expensive.
Yes.
So we highly suggest to students to look for some alternative sources wherein you can buy this same books that your professor requires you to buy for a cheaper price. The price difference may not be much, but trust me guys, it will really be helpful for you in saving money. Next is
Find the time to open a savings account. Me personally, I have a savings account, but I'm not using it right now. I mean, I think I don't have any savings right now. But when opening an account, it helps
keeping or storing your
Yeah.
money. Guys, if your savings just stays on your pocket, or maybe somehow just deep beneath your bag,
Yeah,
it's easy to access them.
there's a
access
big possibility that
that you will spend it,
yes,
especially on unnecessary things. And lastly, keep your change, guys. I know most of you complains about having so many coins in your bag, but trust me guys, they're so helpful.
yes.
But-
If you're rich enough to not keep your changes, then don't keep your changes. But for us, we always like to keep our changes.
Yeah, because it's really helpful to have coins, especially whenever we ride a jeepney. Me and Ali usually rides a jeepney on the way back home. So I guess that's it, guys. We hope that
You enjoy
You
and you
enjoy
learn
yeah, we hope
something
that
from us.
you enjoyed our video or our vlog for today, and we're glad to have shared some budget tips which we know will also help you a lot. So,
That's it. See you on our next vlog. Bye.
bye!